Why have my money blocks come back? This is one of the questions I get asked so often by people, and it's so loaded. So I want to explore that in this video with you today. My name is Sarupa Shah. I'm also known as the Soul Agent, and doing money healing work with aligning people to their soul is what I love to do. So this question, why are my money blocks back, is so loaded. Like I said, it's basically saying, why am I rubbish? Why am I a failure? Why has the universe forgotten me? Why is the money work I did not working? Was that rubbish? And it's this whole kind of thing of looking for blame as well as diminishing oneself. Now, it could be a great question because it can be a great prompt, but the energy underneath when people ask me, you can almost feel that sense of anger and indignation of why is it back? I've done everything. I did it. I did that money healing work. So why is it now all of a sudden all that good stuff that was happening in my business when things were beginning to flow and I was really beginning to manifest and I really felt like I was in alignment seems to have all been undone, and I'm going completely backwards and nothing's working, and I'm back to exactly where I started before I'd done any money healing work, or before I'd said that affirmation, or before I'd done that money meditation or gone on that money workshop or whatever it was. And that's what I really feel when people are saying it. There's this sense of anger and frustration and sadness. It's a very emotive question. And over the years of being asked this question and working with people's money stories and showing them how to align to abundance easily and effectively, and how that changes everything, because money is a huge part of our business and career, but it's more than that, because money blocks are things that are hiding deep in your inner world, trying to hide your soul and stop your light from shining, stop your soul from influencing your life. It's trying to kind of say, no soul, you can't be in charge. We can't listen to you because the fear is more important, the illusions are more important, my judgments about myself and the world out there are more important. Your soul, you don't understand what it's like to live in this world. No. So it's trying to kind of restrict that part of you. It's not just restricting it in the area of money, it's restricting it across the board. It restricts it in every part. If your light is hidden in one area, of course, it's the same in any other area. But for me, definitely, I have found that doing money healing work, going in to understand your money blocks and removing them and diminishing their power rather than diminishing yourself, changes everything, and it's a very fast and effective way to change things. So this is why this is really powerful work, and it impacts on things, because when we don't feel good, when we feel like the universe has forgotten us, or where we're fearing that it's forgotten us, or saying, well, you can't be abundant, you can't have success, you might have had it last week, but I'm not going to let you have it anymore because you're not good enough. If we start to believe those kind of stories or make them up within us, of course it's going to impact on everything, because we're going to be kind of wearing it like a ball and chain or a cape, this sense of, I hope nobody else notices that the universe has forgotten me, the universe doesn't like me, and that I'm actually a failure, nothing works because I've probably been a really bad person. So it's all that stuff, all that energy is just around you. It's what people have to swim through to get to you, and people don't, which is why then clients start to disappear, or opportunities start to disappear. Opportunities that felt like a dead cert can suddenly just go because the alignment's gone. So there are 3 reasons why that I feel are the key reasons, and sometimes it's a combination of why people's money blocks, why they feel that that question is necessary, and why they are appearing to be coming back. One is, there's this idea that I did that money meditation last week. I said my affirmations 3 times last week. Okay, it wasn't 7 days, but I did say it 3 days, even though I'd committed to 7 days. And on day 3, I felt like there was a shift, so I knew I'd done it. There's this complacency. I've done it. I've ticked that box. But what's really happened is the commitment wasn't there to go beyond. So as soon as you start to touch on going beyond, people stop and let their head say, well, I've done enough, and now that's it, this should be it forever. We are never going to stop growing, firstly. We stop growing when we die. So while you're alive, you are always going to grow. We are not designed to know it all. And I know there's a lot of pressure from social media of trying to appear as this kind of all perfect, I know everything, because now I've said I'm a heart-centered spiritual business owner, so therefore I must know everything about spirituality and I must be the know-it-all. And it's this pressure. Take the pressure off. We cannot know everything. We'll never know everything, even in this life. Probably in 1,000 lives we'll never know everything, because everything's always expanding anyway, and we're in the crossover from old energy into new energy. So how we relate to universal law is changing. Everything is shifting and changing. So we will hit places in our life cycle and in our journey where we think, right, this is challenging, I need to address it. But what happens with that point of challenge, so when the money blocks are showing up, is people do and don't go beyond, because we're afraid of the illusion of being uncomfortable, as if there's going to be something there that we're going to find if we go too deep into understanding why that money block is there and what we can do about it. We might discover something really awful about ourselves, or we might discover that the universe really has forgotten us. So those fears are still playing even when you're doing money healing work, which is why I always say to people, don't try and do this on your own. Don't try and piece it together from books and blogs and webinars or videos even like this. Be inspired to take action for sure, but be inspired to take action where you're supported, where somebody can see your blind spots and hold that space for you, so that your fears don't sneakily come back in, and your illusions about everything don't sneakily come back in to take over and say you've done enough. And that's what happens with a lot of growth, where people say, well, I've done enough. I did it last year, I did it last week, I've done it, I've completed it. And it's not true. We never are. There's no point of completion. It's all about the journey. It's all about the expansion. That's abundance in action. The second reason money blocks come back, or appear to come back, is you're at a point of growth. You've been aligning to your purpose. You've been aligning to your soul. So there's this point of expansion. And it may be that you've decided that you're going to express that expansion through changing your career, or going for a promotion, or expanding your business, setting up a business, setting up a new business, whatever it is. But it's something that you haven't necessarily done, or maybe you've tried it before and it didn't quite work. So there may be a little kind of historic story to it, but it's something that you're trying again or doing something new. So it's like pioneering energy in your life. You're expressing something. So of course, people around you might start to say, are you sure you're going to do this? And then you might pick up on their doubt. Or you're just going to be feeling this sense of, well, should I be doing this? Is this the right time? So you start with those little questions, and they're triggering the money blocks, the next layer of your money blocks to come up. So there's this idea that a money block is just this neat and tidy, or a block, or any kind of inner block is this neat and tidy, compact thing that you kind of clean away and off it goes. It's just it's layers, because it's things that have been impacting on your inner light from shining. It's what's been holding your soul in this little container type of situation, going, don't speak, soul, don't speak, because we know best. Okay, I know you want to do this, soul, but we need to do it our way, because fear knows better and illusions know better, which is nonsense. But it's layers, so you get through the layers, and the soul is obviously connected to source, and all that is, it's connected to your higher self. As the layers start to dissolve, because you resolve them and you put in new habits and patterns, of course the soul will shine its light, will continue to expand how it shines its light through and through and through. And then you come to this point of growth, because you're expanding your business, you're setting up a new business, whatever it is, going for that new job. So some stuff comes up, and it's to be embraced, because it means that, right, so I'm going to refine my light even further. I'm going to deal with more of my gunk. And I'm using the word gunk as a spiritual term here. It's that inner clutter, gunk, the stuff that we hold on to because it's habitual. We hold on to it because it's a story. We hold on to it because we're comfortable. We get comfortable where we are, and we fear that growth might be too scary and cost us too much. There's this idea that, you know, to really be abundant, you know, to experience abundance, to experience success, it's going to cost us a lot. It's going to cost us family time. It's going to cost us fun. We might have to move, we might have to travel. Our family and friends might dislike us for being successful or more successful than they are or were, whatever it is. So this is all part of the story of the mental and emotional parts of us that create it to keep us sort of trapped in that space of don't make change, don't listen to your soul, because it could all be dreadful. There's a cost to abundance. There is no cost to abundance. With abundance and aligning to it, what you get is abundance, and you get more abundant opportunities to share your purpose, to share you, to share your light, to create the magic in your life. But when you ignore and only get cross about why my money blocks back, it's like you are chucking yourself backwards. And that is the third reason why money blocks come back. If for 20 years, 30 years, even 5 years, you have been holding on to money stories and living them, and they can be so refined, you know, old, like those fearful habits and limitations and things like that. They're so normalized in your life that when they're shifting through doing something like Heal Your Money Patterns program, my money healing boot camp, where people have amazing shifts during that 5 weeks. And then what we talk about this in the very last session I do with people, because one of the things that happens is afterwards, when you're not in that kind of supported, where we're meeting every week situation, it's about ensuring that you've got that consistency carrying on, not necessarily with that same intensity that you did in the 5 weeks, but it's how you weave that in to become part of your normal everyday way of being, so that you're continuously keeping your abundant channels clear. Is the fact that people, well, I did have that success. I mean, it was quite a good month last week. So either I've achieved it and it's going to be like that forever, or I better not go for too much. I better not go any further. So the old stuff comes back in. It's comfortable, it's familiar, it's where you've been perhaps for years, and it's linked to this feeling that heart-centered and spiritual people have, which is so deeply entrenched and unaddressed, that money perhaps isn't spiritual. That's one of the greatest fears and money blocks amongst the kind of collective consciousness of those that are walking a purposefully awakened and conscious path. This idea that, you know, it might not be spiritual, so perhaps I need to, you know, the struggle, there's some virtue in the struggle, and people might not want to express it in that way, but it's in those layers. It runs really deep, this fear about money being spiritual, and that's why it triggers people. That's why it really triggers people. But equally, that's why that question, why my money blocks back, is so frustrating, because there's this sense of, I've done enough, haven't I? I've done it. I did that work last year and it hasn't happened. If you're getting an opportunity to grow, embrace it. If you're getting an opportunity to grow, celebrate, because that's your soul saying, right, we're ready to peel back more layers, and you're ready for the next phase of your own personal evolution, so that you can shine more of your purpose out in the world. And one of the byproducts of shining your purpose out in the world is abundance, because light and abundance are part of the same energy. So I hope that's given you a bit of food for thought today, or food for your soul today. And I'm going to be sharing the link below this video, but it'll be coming up on the screen from my Heal Your Money Patterns program. Check it out, find out when it next is, because what you get in the 5 weeks that we work together, in all the workbooks, all the processes, all the tools and meditations, are things that you can use for life. So when you're going through that point of either feeling like you're going backwards, or feeling like old habits have come back in and you've kind of dropped practices, or you're at a point of growth, you've really been getting this intuitive hit that it's time for you to expand an area of your business, or set up a new business, or leave your job, or change your career, whatever it is, something that you've always hoped you would do but you've never quite got there, because you've had that vision. We always have that vision. Really, we've had it. We know what we're capable of, or what we want to achieve, or what we could achieve, and what impact that could have for the people that will benefit. is that you'll have the tools. So when money blocks say, right, a new layer of them come up and the soul says, right, we're ready to release this, you will have the tools to hand. So if fear comes up, you'll say, right, I'm going to choose one of those fear exercises that I used and learned and moved beyond at the time during the Heal Your Money Patterns program. You will know how to focus on where you're going so that you can change the habits and patterns of the money blocks, because it's all about growth. So check out the link, check out when the next program is running, get yourself booked in so that you can change the energy of your relationship with money and start really removing and dissolving layers and layers and layers and layers of your money blocks, which are hiding your soul. Remember, it won't just be your money story that's being impacted by this. It impacts across the whole board. It's your business, it's your relationships. The most significant relationship being your relationship with yourself and your soul. It's being blocked and limited by the clutter, by that gunk in your inner world. So it's not that money blocks don't come back, it's just you haven't gone beyond, or you're using your money blocks as a reason to stand still, and you don't need to.